Good morning, Los Angeles. I did not do the interior last episode and I saved it for this one, and this is exactly why. I wanted to take my time with the interior, and I think it honestly turned out really good. Of course, down on the first floor, as we've already seen, is kind of like my workshop area. I got my furnaces here, little study. Then I have my chest room with a crafting table and a stone cutter. Then I got a little kitchen setup with a nice little lamp. And then up here, we have, I don't know how to describe it, like another work area, but like for the lesser used items. Like the anvil's not used as much, the smithing table is not used as much, the cartography table is barely used at all. And yeah, it's kind of cozy up here though. I like it. And I have these armor stands here that I haven't filled up yet. And then this hallway that still leads out to nothing has not had any work on it yet, except for a little carpet put in because you could just see the stone here before. Like, look, there's just stone there. And then up to the third floor, we have my bedroom. There's a little reading area. Got my loom there. Another study like area, and then my pink bed to match my pink hoodie. And then I got a little window here as well. Very cozy. I like it a lot. A lot of barrels, a lot of storage, and I can't wait to add the addition here because I already have a plan for what I'm going to do here. But before we can even begin working on that project, I have to get a lot of iron.
While I mine some iron, I'm gonna explain the challenges for today's episode. First, still no villagers. Second, I still have to use only iron tools, which is why I'm collecting so much iron, is so that I don't run out and I don't have to make like a ton more mining trips. But in this episode, unlike last episode, I am allowed to go to the nether, so that is part of what we're gonna be doing in this episode. And I think I'm gonna allow myself to build at least one automatic farm.
And with that out of the way, we will get building on our first build of the day.
And it is this nice little tower right here at the end of the hallway that led to nothing. Okay, so I was just trying to show off my interior for the new tower that I just built, and looking back now at the clip, I did not record my voice, so honestly, it was nothing special. It was just a little room that didn't really mean anything, and then a map room, and I have no idea what the top floor is gonna be. And then later on, I talked about my project for the video and where it is going to be, and I started mining out a few trees, and yeah, that's kind of the whole clip.
Alright, so I've just come back from my planning world and I need to remove like this whole mountain of trees. The build I have here is pretty big. I've never built something this big before. It's not as massive as something you've probably already seen before, but it's still pretty large compared to what I've ever built, and it takes a lot of wood. The good thing is it's made out of dark oak logs, so while mining this out, I will get resources for my build.
And get resources I did. I started mining out the leaves because I needed a lot of them for this build, as it is a huge tree, as you've probably already seen by the thumbnail. And then after I mined out all the trees, I got the logs as well. And then I placed a schematic of the tree from Lightmatica, which is what I'm using to build this tree, and carved out any obstructions that were still in the way of the schematic.
Alright, so I got about 2 stacks of iron earlier when I was in the caves, and now I'm only at less than a stack. So I definitely am going to need more iron because I have a lot more materials together. So I'm going to go back in the caves and get a whole bunch more iron and then continue gathering resources. I think this is a good enough amount of iron, and I even got my first couple of diamonds while I was mining. And now that I've got that, I'm going to get my materials again.
First, I started off by getting more dark oak and their leaves, then moved on to spruce and mangrove wood. After, I stripped the dark oak and killed a few cows. Next, I headed into the caves because I needed moss for this build. I continued to gather moss and then flower blossoms for their unique particle effects. After I surfaced, I gathered azalea leaves and pink petals and made a cactus farm. I killed a few more cows and headed off to collect some sand and gravel. I also needed a lot of wool for this build, so I made a little sheep pen and got some sheep. Then I headed back into the caves to get chains and string from a mine shaft, and finally, I crafted the last needed resources.
It is a new day, and I'm finally done resource collecting. This took 2.5 days to get just the dark oak logs. It took an unreasonable amount of time, and it was so tedious with the iron tools. But anyways, now that we're done collecting resources, we can actually start working on the build.
When I planned this build out in creative mode, I was surprised with how fast I was finishing it. Like, I finished it in like probably a span of 3 days, and I thought it was gonna take much, much longer, especially since I had never built a like huge tree before. I guess World Edit helped a lot though with the tools that it uses, and I use a bit of the new mod that's out called Axiom as well, and that helped a lot. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this build, and I think I have other plans in the future for it. Like, I definitely want to add on to it. It looks a little bit bare bones in the front. I have plans in the back, but I need Silk Touch to finish that. But in the front, I'm thinking of like maybe putting a village around the tree, maybe some houses even being like on the tree itself. I could even like have a window in the tree for my enchanting room and have like a little chanting room in the window. I don't know. I have ideas.
Alright, it's early morning before school, and we finished the tree last night, or actually 2 nights ago. But it's looking a little dead right now. It doesn't look like much. We've gotta put some leaves on this thing.
The way that I like to build my leaves is by letting them hang like a willow tree does. And to do like specifically a willow tree for this tree, which is what I wanted it to be, I looked up a picture and it showed like every other like string of leaves would be like a lighter shade of color, and then it would like alternate with dark and light. And that I try to replicate that in this tree, and I think it turned out pretty well. And here there's a creeper and it blew up and it was really annoying. And I was upset, but I got through it, and then pretty fastly I got done building the tree.
Alright, finally, we're done. I did a few things out here, like I added some lanterns and some glowberries, and I think those are called flower blossoms. And I also did the interior a little bit, but there are a few holes in the wall. Because what I need to do now, I need obsidian for the portal because this whole tree isn't meant to house the portal to the nether. And the only way that I can get obsidian right now, since I can't use diamond stuff, is I have to go to villages and ruin portals and try to find obsidian in the chest. So that's probably going to take a little while. And I need 73 obsidian for this. So yeah, that's going to take a long time.
But once I had found and located 2 ruined portal chests and opened them and found no obsidian, it really set in how long this would actually take. So instead, I built a farm to get infinite lava, since lava does not work the same way water does with infinite sources. And while I was waiting for the farm to produce enough lava, I began working on upgrading my farm, like I said I would in the last video, because I just didn't really like the way that it looked. And so I added onto it and I changed the walls from spruce and mud to cobblestone. And I think it looks a lot better.
Alright, this is my lava storage. It's finally full. So now I can put water and mix it with obsidian to get my nether portal. And now I can place the lava here to make obsidian. Alright, it's finally time to light these 2 nether portals. Let's see where we spawn. Ooh, this is a good spawn actually. The blue warp source has a lot of endermen, so I'm glad I spawned next to that. And I also like the blue color. It's nice to build with. First thing I'm gonna do is make a little base setup so that I can come back to the nether portal safe. This is not something I would call good, but this is it's a base at least. I'm gonna put a few chests in here for some storage. Alright, now I have to find a nether fortress. There we are. Alright, I don't really want to explore this, I just wanted to make sure it was here and to mark it down. Alright, let's get out of here. Actually, before I leave, I'm gonna get some shroom lights because I need to light up my tree a lot. Bro, what is going on? It has been a minute. since I have last recorded, and oh my goodness, I've planned so much in my creative world because I really just haven't had the time to just sit here and record and actually do stuff in survival. You may see the leaves are different. I added a resource pack that changes them because I think the leaves look much better with the resource pack. It gives it more volume. But yeah, one of the next steps that I have is I have a little room over here that's for villager breeding, and that's gonna be the one farm that I build today. Oh, I need to put this stuff away, bro. It's been so long since I've played survival. I really don't know where I left off last. So I think I'm gonna just build the villager breeder, the villager breeder that I had planned. I actually just recently made that one compared to all the things that I made already in creative. Yeah. So in here, I'm gonna hollow that out a little bit because that's basically where the entire farm is meant to be. Oh, and oh my, I haven't even lit this up yet. That's also another thing that I have to do. This is gonna take a while. Alright, so I have the schematic down. This is kind of what it, oh, you shouldn't see that. But this is kind of what it's gonna look like. There's gonna be trapdoors everywhere, so it's gonna look a little weird. But I have to do this because it would look even worse if I just left it without the trapdoors, because there would just be a bunch of yellow spots everywhere. Yeah, I need 346. I need 5.5 stacks of Shroomlight. I think that's what I'm gonna go do now. The new Hermitcraft season started today. I didn't think it would start so soon. Usually they like wait at least a month. I'm pretty sure at least they usually wait a little bit before they make a new season. I at least saw Korean's episode. I don't usually watch anybody else. Or I like Small Screens too. Small Screens is cool. And B-Dubs. I like B-Dubs' survival world a lot. I'm gonna watch some queso in the background and just grind this out. Oh my goodness. Bro. Come on. Bro, the nether's too scary, bro. They need to nerf it. Bro, are you kidding? No. I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, are you kidding me, man? Oh, bro, pretty sure I ended off last time dying too. Swear, Endermans have to be coded for them to specifically walk into you. I might have to get pants too. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can just go back with just this, see how much I can get back. I don't know why I ran to the edge, bro. Why would I do that? I see streamlights. Okay. Oh, thank goodness, bro. I didn't lose too much. That's good. Very thankful. So I lost pickaxe, shovel, both of my shears, my chest plate, and boots. Okay, honestly, it doesn't even matter if I die. I don't know why I'm so worried. And then ran to the edge to purposely lose half my stuff, but next time it just won't matter if I die. Alright, I think I have enough. I'm gonna go check to see all the other stuff because I put it away. So I'll go check how much I really have. I'm barely short. I need 41 more. That's okay, I guess. It's not too bad. Dude, that actually looks sick, bro. That is cool. I have never seen a Basalt Delta actually look good, bro. That is sick, bro. Alright, I got enough now. That didn't actually take too long. Only 40 minutes. Which compared to other things you have to grind for, that's really not that long. I thought it was gonna be longer. Alright, now that I've finished the lighting up part, I'm gonna go in here. Oopsie, you're not supposed to see that. Alright, now that I've finished lighting up, I can go over here and start my little project over here. And I gotta like mine all this out, gotta fix that up a little bit, and I gotta cover all these lights. And there we go. I did a little bit of the interior. I cut out a little area. I covered up the shroom lights, and now I have to fix the floor. But before I do that, I really want to go get my 2 villagers for this because it'll just be easier to have them now than get them later.
I think this time lapse was about 30 minutes long that I cut down into about 10 seconds. Maybe it was like 20 minutes, but still, that's an unreal amount of time just to get one villager because one of them died on the way there. So, yeah.
Alright, so we've gotten my villagers. That's like the hardest part done. That's a huge step forward to end game-ish stuff. So that's very good. And now I just have to finish the floor. Gotta change it up. Gotta build the farm. Gotta add decorations. Piglins have been coming in here a lot, bro. And I don't know why, because if I go to the nether... Oh, that's why. Okay. Yeah, because there's supposed to be a door there, and I was wondering why so many were getting in. But it's because the door was broken. Alright, I'll probably just cut back whenever I'm finished with this, because it'll be... Or I could time-lapse it. I don't know. It would be really awkward to time-lapse it, because it's like in a very tight area. I think I'll just showcase it when I'm done.
So I decided to time lapse it, and I don't really know the style that I'm going for, but I was picturing, I don't know, industrial, but like, I don't know. But I just know the banners are meant to be like clothes hanging over the pipes. Like people live there and they're just making the best of it. I don't know. I tried.
So I did this really poorly on my part. So I recorded that, and I recorded me showcasing this, but I recorded the sound horribly because I haven't recorded in a few months and just didn't check anything before I press start record, so I got to walk through it again. These brewing stands, they look kind of weird, but they're meant to be like sprinklers. The villagers are already out. They've already made a bunch of villagers already. Wow, that's actually really good. 4 of them? Last time I checked it, I only had one baby one. Now I got 4 grown ones. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like it. I think it's kind of nice. I didn't really know what to do though. Like I was kind of confused on like how I should decorate it and stuff. But I think it worked out. And with a nice shader shot, I think that that's a pretty nice episode. I think that is a good place to leave off for today. I had a lot of fun building this tree.